Hi guys!
Hello, hey.
Welcome back to our channel.
Yes, indeed.
So today we're going to be switching it up a bit.
Yeah.
So this is not going to be a financial talk. We're going to be delving into marriage and relationships and love.
Yeah.
So we've been getting quite a few questions. Like over time, we always get certain questions put towards us about, you know, marriage, how we found each other and all that stuff. So we're just going to like hit on some topics. So should we begin?
Yeah, let's.
Right. So one question we had a few weeks ago was, how do we keep our individuality as a married couple?
Yeah.
So do you want to go first?
I think this is a very common topic because a lot of young people fear getting married because they're like, once I become married, you know, I'm trapped in a house, especially a lot of guys. They're like, I can't go football with the guys, I can't go out, I can't go on lads holidays, I can't do this and I can't do that. And to a certain degree, yes, you are right. You know, when you get married, a lot will change for you. And, you know, I suppose it's just a matter of, you know, still being able to hold on to certain things that makes you you. So for me, I can only speak for myself. How I keep my individuality within my marriage is still holding on and still keeping things that I used to do prior to my marriage. Things that don't necessarily harm the marriage.
Yeah.
So if it's, for me, I'm into filmmaking. I still do my filmmaking stuff. I still invest into my filmmaking gears. I still, you know, if there is a function about filmmaking or whatever, I would go ahead and I'll attend it. I'm still in touch with the guys. If it's a thing, oh look guys, we want to go here. I'm not really much of a going out type of guy, so I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Because if I lie right now, all my guys would draw me out in the comment section. So I'm not really much of a going out guy. I'm the guy who would get angry if you don't invite me out, because I want to be invited out to give you a reason as to why I cannot come out. So I'm that guy. But so that's one of the point. What would you say one of your points are?
I would say, I think before getting married, I always knew that I didn't want to just like be one of those people that are just merged into their spouse. Yeah, I am.
Become your handbag.
Yeah, I'm very like, I'm my own person and I've always been that way. So it was a thing where regardless of who I was married to, I would still be my own person. And I think it's just basically my main thing I like to do is just, you know, as much as we're married, I do like to have my time alone. I do like to have my own space. It sounds a bit, I don't think it sounds weird. I think it's normal, you know?
It's normal.
So I do have times where I literally just, you know, either read on my own or do some drawing, artwork, listen to music. And it's mainly just about just trying to do these things on my own. I don't mind having you around, but sometimes I just want it to be just me.
What would you then say? What would you then say to that girl who likes to go out partying, right? And you know, every other night they're always out, or every weekend they're always out partying. What would you then say to that person?
What do you mean? What would I say to that person?
Now they're married. Like, do they go out? Do they like keep up with the partying?
If it is that your spouse has a problem with it, then of course you do need to cut back. I wouldn't say completely eliminate it, because that is part of who you are, but cut back to the point where he can at least be a bit more happier about your decision. But I don't think anybody should tell somebody you completely cannot do this.
Yeah.
As long as it's not you know, hurting your
marriage,
relationship, then I don't think you can say you can't do this anymore. Like, that's just a bit controlling.
I would go ahead and say that when it is you are married, right, your interests are sort of in line and should be in line. Do you get what I'm coming from? Because it's like being married, and we have loads of married friends, and one thing we find is, you know, a lot of the guys, I ask them, oh, what are you guys doing next Saturdays? Oh, you know, I got to speak to my wife. I need to ask my wife. I'm not in control of my diary. Because their interest is in line with the wife. So whatever the wife is doing, chances are they're most likely going to be doing that.
Yeah.
And that's one thing about when it comes to interest in a marriage.
I mean, I think it's just communication, isn't it? It's good to communicate, but also it's good to still have your set things that you like to do. And I think even before you marry this person, that person would already know your interests or what you like to do as a hobby. So it shouldn't come as a, oh my God, revelation when it is they want to continue these things when you get married.
So I think that should be one of the red flags. I mean, if you are with your partner and you've been together for quite some time, but then you realize that your interests are always clashing to a point whereby it's just unhealthy to the relationship.
And not just that, I think also if your interests are completely gone and you are just for this person, and you know your life is basically revolved around your partner, and you just don't have your own sense of being anymore, then that is a problem as well.
Yeah, that is a major problem. So question number 2.
How did you reach the decision about being ready for marriage?
Woo! Right, okay. How did we reach the decision of being ready for marriage? How old were we first?
How did you reach the decision?
How old were we first? How old were we?
Let's talk about that. We.
Let's talk about how old were we?
We were 24.
No, that wasn't it. We weren't 24. I think at this time, when we reached the decision, we were probably at like 23. 22, 23.
22.
22.
We were 22 when we said to ourselves, okay, we are definitely looking to get married. And it was a thing where I think, obviously, I was still in uni at that time. So I was never going to get married while still in uni.
Of course.
So that was definitely...
That was never going to happen.
That was a time where I knew that, okay, I'm not ready yet. So I knew it had to be after uni before we could even consider it seriously. So I think once we got past that, it was a thing where, okay, the next thing was actually financial. So being at a stage where we're comfortable, being at a stage where we can actually afford our wedding ourselves and not rely on family or anyone else to fund our our wedding. So once we did that, then it was having a place to live. So being able to save up and have the money for buying a property. And then after that...
So that's the difference between men and women. Yours is very, very analytical in terms of like just knowing
my one was like tick boxes. Okay, we've done this, boom, next one, boom, next one, boom. I could never move on until that one was done.
Personally, how I knew I was ready for marriage was, I'll be so honest with you guys, right? I'll literally put it out on the table. For me, I'm a sort of person that when I see something can be done, then I then question myself and actually manage to convince myself that I can do it as well. And in our community of friends and people who grew up around, there were a lot of people that got married at a younger age. And after they got married, and I'm talking very young, I'm talking 19, 20, 21.
Church folks get married.
Church folks, they get married like quite. I don't
quite
know.
Young.
Just ask the scummy themselves, so they have to get in there. So when after seeing all of that, and I saw that they had successful marriages, I said to myself, hold on a minute, it is possible for me to be young and also married. So that essentially opened my mind a whole lot more. And of course, after that was, then leads into preparation to getting married. And at that age, we already had the financial structure to indeed get married, and we had all the support structure around us as well to also get married. So I would say it was more of a surrounding thing and community thing that made me believe that we could indeed get married.
Okay, so that your one was more from other people, not other people, but more of, like you said, a community, like
a community, and seeing that it was possible, and seeing positive examples around me showing how it is possible to indeed be young and be married.
Yeah, whereas my one was more of I needed certain things to be in place before I could consider it seriously. And the next question, not a question, I think this one, we came up with this one, didn't we?
What is it?
So it's something you wish you knew before getting married to your partner.
Something I wish I knew before getting married to you. Do you want to start or should I start? Let me start. Let me start.
Something okay, first of all, just 2 things. You don't need to have a long list because I know
something I wish I knew before marrying Susan. I wish I knew how OCD you really were before marriage. Like, I thought you was just clean. And this is what I'm talking about, right? There's a difference between being clean and being OCD. With myself, okay, I'm not gonna lie and come and say
no. There's only for that. Okay. You focus on me. Don't try and.
Okay, wait, hold on. Let me speak. Chill.
Trying to like.
Hold on. I'm a clean person, right? However, I'm a clean person, yeah? Well, Susan's OCD, let me explain to you guys, right? If you sit on the couch and you go from the couch to the dining room, same space, same living area, she'll come to you. Why haven't you plumped the couch? Why are the cushions messy? Why? That is not a lie. And I'm like, listen, I'm still here. It's a living room. I am living in this room. This is the living room. This is the dining room. Living environment. It cannot be in a showroom condition all of the time. But with Susan, she wants a showroom condition all of the time. As though we are expecting the Pope to come and visit us in our home anytime soon. I don't know who you are turning the house for. Okay. It's not a hotel. Okay. So sometimes I wish you could relax with this has to be there, that has to be there, this has to be there, and I'm sure every man can relate.
Right, okay. Now, one thing I wish I knew about you, this guy, he says it's clean. Far from it. Far from it.
Oh my goodness.
Let me even talk. So when he says I'm OCD, I don't believe I'm OCD. I know I'm tidy, and I know
I'm still in shock.
I'm probably more tidy than the average person, and I take that. Okay, I understand.
No.
However,
let me
you
talk.
are very messy, Corey. He's very messy. And can you imagine having an extremely messy person and an extremely tidy person?
That is a lie.
Like, with you,
that is a lie.
with me, like I don't know what it is, but it actually itches my soul when a certain room is messy. Like I can't think, I can't be at peace. It just itches me.
Okay,
so
let me explain.
When I go into places and it looks like flipping Tasmanian devil has been there, like that's what I call it, Tasmanian, because it looks like somebody just wrecked the whole place. I'm just like, argh. And then the second thing I wish I knew about this one before we got married.
You got a list?
Yeah, two things. We said two things.
Well, I only said one.
No, but I'm gonna start the next one and you can start the second one. So the second thing I wish I knew before getting married to this one, well, I kind of knew. Same with the messiness. I knew he was messy, but I didn't know the extent of his messiness. And with this one, I knew he could eat a lot, but I didn't think I would be in a situation where I would have to fight for my food. Like I would have to fight.
You are assassinating me.
I would have to fight to eat. Otherwise, I would just disappear because I would starve to death, Corey. This guy does not care. He will eat his food, right? And he'll be like, I'm still hungry. Okay, let me just eat Susan's one. Like, what does that? Like,
I eat your food.
Have you forgotten the arguments we had in the past?
I'm so God. I can't
regarding the
believe
food.
this.
Have you forgotten the arguments?
I can't believe
Have you
this.
actually forgotten the arguments?
Which arguments did we have?
When I was like, Corey, you can't keep eating all the food in the house. I said you can't keep eating all the food in the house.
Let me tell you what it is. Let me tell you guys what it is, right? She does not eat.
I do eat. You don't let me eat.
Let me talk. You don't eat, right? Let me tell you what it is, right? We cook. And we like to cook fresh meals, like a lot of the time. We don't cook and store it away. So when we cook fresh meals, right? And I eat my portion, she doesn't eat hers. And then we store it away, store hers away now. Now I'm met with the predicament. Do I cook or I cook a new meal, or do I eat what's remaining? And when I eat what's remaining, you've eaten my food. I'm like, you're not even eating it.
But I am eating it. Look, the problem is, this is the situation, right? You eat more than I do, naturally. However, just because I eat at a slower rate than you do, it doesn't mean you need to bully me and eat my food.
No, I'm bullying you.
That's a form of bullying.
That is it. You guys have seen it off. Right, so of course, the last one is, I had asked people on Twitter, once again, I love bringing Twitter talk to the vlog. It's proper entertaining. So I asked people, out of this 4, you have to pick the most important to you, right? Yeah. So in a relationship, what is most important to you? And you can only pick one. So out of cultural values, financial discipline, religious values, or ambition.
Are you asking me?
Yeah, what would you pick?
I think I'll pick religious values because...
Okay, so now break it down. And I agree with you. I'll pick religious value as well. So now let's break down why we would not pick the rest as opposed to religious value.
Okay.
So cultural value.
Cultural values. Well, cultural values for me, I would probably put as number 4, the least important. Right. I don't know. With cultural values, I don't think there's anything within my culture that it's like, oh my God, my partner needs to do this as well, or he needs to follow this as well, otherwise I can't be with him. Like, there's nothing within my culture.
What if he was with a white person or someone that isn't your race, white or Asian person?
Again, there's nothing in my culture that the white individual needs to follow.
I disagree, but okay.
that's, well, me personally, I don't.
Well, your culture is not just
anything.
your way of seeing things. Cultural value is like
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, no problem.
The way I've been brought up, the way I have grown up, there is nothing that I've actually had to do, or there's nothing I've had to been told that I have to do when I get married. In order to be married to this person has to follow this. Like, aside from like a bride price, which is in every like culture in a sense, even in every culture, there isn't anything else like the person has to do. And then it would probably be ambition, number 3.
Right.
Ambition, because anyone can have ambition. Ambition doesn't actually change your state. Because at the end of the day, you could say, oh, at one point in life, I want to be, the CEO of this company. All right, cool. That's fine. That's your ambition. Yes, of course, you need to work towards it, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's gonna. Just because you have the ambition for something doesn't mean it's gonna happen.
Right. I think to cut you off there, because you are speaking some of my points, and I agree with you as well.
You can
I agree with you as well. I think, but for me, I think I'll put ambition as number 4.
Okay.
Because once again, ambition, in my opinion, could just literally be all talks. Loads of people have ambition. Some people want to be footballers. Some people want to be musicians. Some people want to be filmmakers. But in actual fact, if you break it down, how many people make it? What about those other people who did not make it? You can't tell me they never believed in their dream, or they never done anything to actually chase the dream. Yeah. But in actual fact, maybe it just did not work out. Maybe they were not at the right place always at the right time. So ambition for me personally would be number 4. Fair enough, you've got ambition, but I want to see something tangible.
So what?
And I think after that I would put cultural values as number 3, because I am Nigerian. I was brought up in Nigeria, and there are some cultural values that I've been raised with that I see the value in, and I would not be willing to compromise those values in a relationship or a marriage.
I think I'm kind of the same. Ambition, and I think probably ambition might be number 4, and cultural values might be
Why
number 3.
Why have you changed that now?
Because I think when I think of cultural values, I think I'm looking too deep into it in terms of, ceremonies, rituals, all of that stuff. But I think really and truly, cultural value to me could also mean like
greeting your parents when you see them.
Just more of like relatability, like how you relate to someone.
Yeah.
So I can imagine, like, if I'm just saying, I don't have anything against other races, but I can imagine if I'm with like an Asian person, like, we are so far apart. Like, I don't really know much about Asian people or the Asian culture.
Or imagine having to.
It would just be hard to relate to them,
Exactly.
and I feel like I wouldn't be as comfortable as I am with somebody who may be black, because even if we're not African or even if we're not Caribbean, it's just we have that in common. We have that.
I agree.
Just have that in common.
So number 2 would be
financial discipline.
Yeah.
I think that's so important. Because I think after love, after being faithful, after being, having trust, I think the next one should indeed be being financially disciplined.
Yeah.
It's for me. It just keeps me safe and keeps me happy knowing that the person I'm with is actually responsible with their finances and our finances. Basically, they're not gonna just
squander it all,
spend it all on something stupid, or maybe not even spend it all, but they're gonna think before they make decisions.
I'm with you, and I suppose as well it's very important within a relationship financial discipline, because like I said in the previous vlogs, a lot of the issues within marriages or relationship is money. The lack thereof money, or the use of money. And I suppose as well with financial discipline, like, you don't really want to be coming home and your husband is telling you, oh babes, with the mortgage this month, sorry, can we take £500 out of the savings account because I don't have enough money to meet up, I've spent too much money, and it would make you feel very, very insecure, like there is no security. To get where I'm coming from, and it would even bring about different characters within the other person, because there isn't that trust.
Yeah, they'll constantly be worried, like, what are you going to do?
And it'll make them make decisions to protect themselves or the kids, or that's because if they're married with kids or just protect themselves in general.
Yeah. Secret
And it was just slow, exact secret bank accounts and all of this. And I don't blame them for that.
Yeah.
I really don't.
If somebody was there and you could not trust them, then of course that's the wisest thing to do. Like,
Exactly.
make sure
Exactly.
that you have security.
Yeah.
And number one, as I put as religious values. And
Same here.
I think religious values for me, it doesn't necessarily mean religious values. I think it means for me, like, for example, I'm a Christian, right? And there are certain values that I have which are also present in other religions. Yeah. So
faithfulness.
Yeah, faithfulness. Not lying, being honest. Not stealing.
Love.
Not cheating.
Forgiveness. Yeah.
Not killing. I don't want a murderer. So it's just like all of those things will definitely come first, because at the end of the day, I want to know that whoever I'm with, I don't need to worry about those kind of things. There's enough in life to worry about than worrying about what your partner is doing when they're alone.
And as well, I mean, for us, knowing we can't deny our religious background or our Christianity and our faith. Yeah. And at the end of the day, the most important thing when it comes to our faith is maintaining a relationship with God.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's good to have someone there who actually helps you with that relationship with God. So it isn't just only for the benefit of that relationship or the marriage, but also for the benefit of your relationship with God.
Exactly. And I think, as you said, with having God within your relationship, it does indeed strengthen the relationship. And there are certain problems or situations you might face, and you might just not be able to get through it. And you just think, okay, how can I actually get through it? And then you go into the Bible, you go into the Word of God, and it actually does break down what the solution to that issue may be.
But then again, this is one thing that works for us, because we have that faith, we have that belief. This is not to say that there are many people out there whose relationships are not working because they don't believe in God.
Yeah, of course.
There are loads of atheists out there who have decent relationships. They've been together for years. There is no such thing as God in their world, and it works for them. This is what works for us. It's the same way that this, on this poll that I've put up, a lot of people have taken part in it, and they've also said what works for them.
Yeah, exactly. So religious values will just come as number one, because I feel like it ticks quite a lot of boxes all in one. Yeah. And I feel, as much as yes, we know that being financially stable is great, all of that is great, but I would rather have that out of everything else.
Likewise. And that's that. Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you guys for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. We know it's been a bit different, but of course we're trying to switch things up.
Exactly.
So go ahead and give us a like, and make sure you comment, and make sure you subscribe. We have more videos coming.
Until then, see you later. Peace.